Welcome to Thahameso, Professor Dr. Baofu.
Thank you.
Yes, what is the most fundamental prediction of your theory of post-humanity?
Well, as you know, I have written more than 152 books, and I have proposed more than 118 new theories and visions of the human future. So post-humanity is one of the 118 visions that I have. Now you ask the question, what is the most fundamental aspect of that prediction? And according to my theory, the theory of post-humanity, the human race, like you and me, will not last sooner or later. It will become extinct. It will be followed up with some new life forms in the future. And I call them post-humans because those post-humans are not like you and me anymore. They are no longer humans. Now, the process is not very fast because it will go through different stages.
Then what is empirical evidence do you have to propose this new theory of yours, or why do you think this will emerge?
Well, there are two different things here. Number one is about the empirical evidences. There are a lot of evidences so far that we are moving toward that direction, even though they're only the beginning. Let me give you some examples. For example, look at genetics. One of the most amazing discoveries in the last 100 years or so is the discovery that we come to understand the basic unit of life. We talk about the genes. And that is very important to understand life. Why? Because that is the beginning of potential genetic engineering. That means that we can now, in the future especially, we can change the genetic makeup of a life form. And that's very fundamental. In fact, since that discovery, genetic engineering become more and more advanced. We are not at the stage yet to create a new form of life in the way that I predict in my theory, but that's only the beginning of that process. The second example, by the way, just to follow up further, the Human Genome Project, you probably heard about that we have been doing in the last few decades, is another breaking stone for that, because that project helps us to understand, to map many of the genes together with their functions. When we finish all of that, and all of a sudden, we shall be in a position to understand all of the genes that you have in your body and what kind of function do you think they will perform. And then once you understand that, what's next? We are going to change that. We are going to see which one of you is defective, the genes, and we are going to change, to modify. And that is only one beginning. So that's one of the most important empirical evidences that we have so far. I go further. Example number 2. Look at robotics, computers, artificial intelligence. That's another example why things are moving toward that direction that I am predicting. Right now, a supercomputer can beat a human in playing chess. Do you know that? In international chess championship now, some years ago, Deep Blue was able to beat the champion in chess. We are only in that. This is only the beginning. In the future, more will come. So talk about the evidence. Now, I have proposed also many other new theories and visions of the post-human. This is only 2 examples. I propose many other forms: floating consciousness, unfolding unconsciousness, hyperspatial consciousness, nano agents, artificial cells, artificial neurons, for example. These many other forms which are going to come together to move that direction. So those post-humans are very different from you and me.
All these post-humans emerge in future?
It will go through different stages. Some forms will emerge more distant into the human future. Some are emerging now gradually. One good example is what I just mentioned: artificial intelligence, supercomputing. We are moving more and more toward the direction that sooner or later, supercomputers will surpass our intelligence. Human intelligence will be surpassed one day. They will be smarter than us. Now, I'm talking about certain forms of intelligence. There are different forms of intelligence. I'm talking about, let's say, analytical intelligence, like mathematics. for example, or computing. They have already surpassed some of that, but they will be going further into that kind of direction. Some of the form of intelligence come a bit later. For example, fighting. In the post-human world, you have some super soldiers. Those soldiers will have some amazing physical ability. They can jump up to the top floor, very high. Nowadays in the US, just in case you do not know, and also at MIT, I received my PhD from MIT, they were developing some programs to create some super soldiers where they have some shoes. The shoe will allow you to jump up. But I go even one step further, 10 steps further, and in the future, they don't even need to wear shoe like this. In the future, the post-human will behave in a certain way that we could not do before. So step by step, piece by piece, they are surpassing us.
Very much for your time,
So,
Professor
thank you.
Dr. Peter Baofu.
Thank you.
Mo re tla khafetsa o se o ka e re tsebo fetela pele ka mokgahlelo o mongwe lenaneo.